And this year, it has been replaced by a sense of helplessness. All this reflects the deep confusion among nations about the current state of the world, as well as their widely shared concern about its future. Secretary-General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, cautioned expressly many times that the world is at risk of division, and major countries are expected to shoulder their responsibilities and live up to international obligations. As China sees it, this warning is no alarmism. Indeed, our world faces once again the danger of division and confrontation. Certain big power is reviving the Cold War mentality and stoking confrontation between blocs. It willfully wields unilateral sanctions and undermines international rule of law. It puts together various circles and stirs up antagonism.
The West has been voicing its growing concerns over the growing closeness between Russia and China, especially their alignment in opposition to the U.S. hegemony. Their recent meeting, visible bonhomie and open support for each other, has led to the perception of a new world order. And the Western leaders have accused both the leaders of trying to replace the existing international rules.
We can write the rules of the international order. One only has to read the reason. They prefer the rule of the strongest to the rule of law, intimidation instead of self-determination, coercion instead of cooperation.
The presidents of China and Russia held their first in-person meeting in 2 years this month. Vladimir Putin went all the way to Beijing on the invitation of the Chinese President Xi Jinping. The meeting took place just ahead of the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympic Games, and on the backdrop of escalating tensions with the West over, of course, the Ukraine conflict. Vladimir Putin, presidents. Now, the leaders hailed Russia's unprecedented ties with China and even confirmed its readiness to continue working on the Chinese proposed Global Development Initiative. Most importantly, the two countries issued a joint statement paving way for a new type of international accommodation featuring multipolarity, international law-based world order, self-determination and mutually beneficial cooperation. The joint statement opposed the imposition of unilateral approaches in addressing global issues, interference in the internal affairs of other states, infringement of legitimate rights, unilateral sanctions and confrontation between major world powers. The deepening of ties between the two giants comes at a time of spiraling tensions in the Western Bloc, and experts believe that these two countries are likely to remain strongly aligned in the coming years to pursue their common interest. The rivalry strategies and competition are perceived to unbolt a new era of international relations.